Hello everybody, lovely people. We're back for another installment of What Do They Want to Say to Me Right Now? What would he or she want to say to me right now? All right, and we're going to use the Hidden Truth Oracle, different deck. I try to change up the decks just so that the messages don't keep coming out exactly the same. But we're going to start with Aquarius first and then go from there. So let's begin. Now, don't forget about your placements, your zodiac placements. Like pay attention to your sun, moon, Venus, and rising and north node positions in your birth chart. Whatever zodiac signs are attached to each one of those, you can pay attention to the messages from all of them today that I pull. Archangel Michael and I pull. So Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, let's get busy, okay? Let's pull and take screenshots if you want, because that's 5 placements, isn't it? Sun, that's your sun, you're like if you're an Aquarian, that's sun, moon, Venus, and rising, which is ascending in the birth chart. It's called ascending. And then your north node, that's 5 different zodiac signs. If they're all different, they might not be. You'd have to check your birth chart. You can get a free one at astro.com, and I'm not affiliated in any way, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Screenshot your messages from your person of interest, your POI. First one for Aquarius. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. Wow. So they've been learning a lot about themselves through whatever spiritual evolvement that you have, that you've taken on yourself as a result possibly of this relationship or for some other reason. I hope that you can forgive me one day. Yeah, so they've been learning some karmic lessons, right? But they have been able to look at it from a perspective, look how it's changed me. Look how this whole experience with Aquarius has changed me. And that I hope that they know that I don't hold any ill towards Aquarius. In fact, I hope that they can forgive me one day for what I've done. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Lovely, 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 guys. All right, so let's look at Pisces. Remember your 5 zodiac placements. Pisces, Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, what can we know from their person of interest? What would they like to say to Pisces? I am not available. Wow, they want to tell you that. I remember every detail of that day. Okay, there must have been some kind of argument or harsh words, at least just some kind of communication or event, circumstances, whatever it was, that kind of put a wedge between the two of you right now. And they might have some hurt feelings, Pisces, towards you. And it's not going to be for every Pisces listening to this, okay? But they have some hurt feelings towards you, and they obviously think that you're in the fault. Maybe they see themselves as being in fault too, but they're not necessarily saying that, right? But they're remembering that situation that the two of you were in, and they're just simply saying, I'm not available. I am, in other words, they're so hurt that they don't want to talk to you right now. That's just what I get from those 2 cards. So you take it as it resonates, okay? All right, I cannot lie. Aries. Well, I can lie, but I'm not very good at it. Let's just say that. I can't even lie about that. Aries. What do we know for Aries from their POI? Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. Wow, okay. They've got you on their mind, Aries. You were the best thing in my life. You were the best thing in my life. Well, they have some very fond, nostalgic memories of you. Now, whether or not they're going to come forward towards you, nothing here says that. But if you're on their mind that much, then possibly at some point in the future, you're going to at least run into each other, if not purposely communicate in some way. Okay, but you know, Wednesday or Friday might be a totally different story from your person, Aries. So let's talk to Taurus now. What would their person of interest like to say to Taurus, Archangel Michael? I wish things could be different. Okay. They're not feeling so hopeful right now. You speak to me through music. Oh, this person listens to music, and maybe it's music that both of you shared between you, or that you both liked. But in any case, even if it's not, they're getting some sort of messages through the music they listen to. They're like feeling you through that music. And the lyrics must be telling them something that they believe is what you feel about them. But at the same time, maybe they want things to be different that you don't. You may not want it, okay? That could be what it is. You don't necessarily want that person back in your life, or you're just not prepared for it. Not right now. And they may not be too. It could be on the shoe on the other foot, right? Okay, Taurus. Let's talk to Gemini. Archangel Michael, what does their person of interest like to tell them? What to say to them right now? It's a snippet of time, remember guys, snippet of time. It's just a snapshot of time. Wednesday and Friday this week may be very different, because people change the way they feel from one day to the next, depending on what's going on in their outside world. Even the way they feel health-wise. I hid who I really am from you. So they're wearing a mask. They're wearing a mask due to fear and possibly some ego, which is fear. I want to feel that way again with you. Okay, so Gemini, somebody would love very much to be able to be back in your world. Just the fact that they're admitting that they hid who they really are from you is telling me that through their nostalgia, remembering what it felt like when the two of you were engaging with each other, it's possible that they're transforming, they're trying to change by removing the mask so that they can eventually come forward and hoping to have that experience with you again, if that's what you want. Okay, wonderful. Cancer. What does our Cancer want? What would our Cancer hear from their POI right now? I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. That's the second time that's come out. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. Yeah, well, they see that this is a deep spiritual connection, right? Just like for the other person that got this card. It's a deep spiritual connection because it's those spiritual connections where we gain the most opportunity to ascend, like to spiritually grow, to become wiser, to grow, right? Grow and become wiser, changing our actual physical personality as a result, by allowing the light of the soul to provide some very important insights into what your relationship was about, what your connection was about. And sometimes they stay awake thinking about you and thinking about that. It's kind of like an epiphany or a wow moment where you say, it's like, I have learned some things from my connection with Cancer that I never ever expected, didn't know, and never learned from any other connection. So that's beautiful, Cancer. Leo. What do our Leos, what will they hear from their POI right now, person of interest? I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. My goodness, there's a whole lot of spiritual growth going on today with our signs, okay? Our person of interest. You speak to me through music. Wow. Again, this would be the same with the other one that we did. It's like they're so grateful that they have learned things about themselves and about through the connection they've had with you, Leo. They've learned so much, and they just can't believe that they have this like different view of life, or a view of themselves, a perspective, a different perspective on what really is going on here when we engage with other people who are souls, like soul to soul, right? And there's, you know, obviously they may be a music lover, right? And the music that they listen to, or the lyrics that they hear, is there something that speaks to them about you, helping them to remember, being nostalgic and being grateful for that this opportunity that your connection has given them, in order to have a different look, you know, to be seeing the world differently now, especially when it comes to connecting with somebody at the romantic level, right? The intimate level. So that's very beautiful, Leo. Okay, Virgo. Next time I might just put two decks together. Okay, what would their person of interest want to say to Virgo? Just being near you is intoxicating. Well, look at this lady, this Virgo lady. Isn't she intoxicating? Oh my gosh, she's very, very sexy and seductress. I feel you even though we are apart. Somebody's truly in tune with you. So the two of you may be together, may be engaging, Virgo. It's not like you've separated from each other. It's just that they really dig you and your energy. They think you're like, they just think you're just amazing, you know, all that, gorgeous, you know, sexy, and just very, very alluring. But at the same time, they love your mind, and they love the way, you know, your perspective of things, right? And so when you are apart, they're just telling you that just they're with you still. I mean, they know that you're with them. They just feel you at all times. Doesn't matter how far apart you are from each other. He or she really digs you, Virgo. Okay. Libra. Archangel Michael. What does Libra's person of interest want to say to them right now? You don't know how hard it was to let you go. Okay, two of you are in separation. I bury myself and work to forget you. Wow. So somebody's been learning what it's like to be able to let somebody go that they might feel has been toxic in their life. And I'm not saying this in any unkind way. It's just that that's the way they feel, and that's the way they see it. That way may be the way they feel and the way they see it. So they're just like, in order to be able to deal with and cope with those that belief right now that they have about this connection between the two of you, they're working. They're sticking their nose, you know, to the grindstone and just trying to forget, you know, how they're feeling about it, by trying to forget, like keep their mind preoccupied with other things, right? We all know that. We all have done that probably. But also, you may have told them to, like, in a nicer sense, get lost, right? That perhaps you didn't want them in your life anymore. And they had to walk away because, I mean, simply you were just not going to have it, you know? Like, you got your arms crossed, like, you know, standing there with your arms crossed saying, I don't know, and I don't really care what you're doing. but you got to go because, I'm not having you anymore. And it could be, or it could be that situation, circumstances, maybe third party situation, where they put you in a third party, Libra, and they had to walk away from you. But they had strong feelings for you, and it was very hard for them to walk away from you. However, they had to walk away from you because they were already else committed, right? Somewhere else committed. So they just bury themselves in work, which can't be any good for the relationship that they're currently in, right? That they were committed to when they had to walk away from you. Okay, so there's like there's not much bliss in their heaven at the moment if they're working all the time and they're thinking about you and trying not to. I mean, really, right? Scorpio, Archangel Michael, what does their person of interest, what would they like to tell them right now, today, right now? I remember every detail of that day. Okay, maybe the day you met. Let's see. I know I was a distraction from your pain. Oh. Okay, so they're remembering you. They're remembering the time that you met. They remember the time that you met, and they're like, they remember it. They remember every detail in the sense that it was a really good time for them. Like they felt like probably they hit the jackpot, in love. And but it came to the point where now they're remembering the day where the two of you, parted ways because the connection couldn't be with the pain that you, Scorpio, were in at the time. That they just felt kind of like an option to you because you had all these distractions with the pain that you basically were pushing them away. You were pushing them away. Not necessarily like quite literally pushing them away, but in you not being available to them not answering your phone calls, you're not responding to their text messages, and then you'd say you would meet them, but you don't show up, and you don't give them a reason. Different things that pain makes us do if we allow it, because it's always our choice. So they're in their own pain and confusion, right, Scorpio? Okay, that's today anyways. Maybe Wednesday would be different. Sagittarius, what does our person of interest want to say to Sagittarius right now? I am not available. There you go. Sagittarius, don't you just love that? And Sagittarius, I regret lying to you. Sagittarius are like the epitome of black and white, right? They want to know the truth. They don't want any flowering, they don't want any emotional confusion in it. They just want to know what do you think? How are you going to do something? Why did you do it? They just want to know it, how, what, where, why, and when kind of thing. They want to be clear, and simple yes and no could be quite suffice too. But this Sagittarius, this person here, your person of interest, is not available, and they regret lying to you by telling you that they were available to you at one time or right now, whenever that time was for you. As you can see by these cards, very simple message. Exactly what a Sagittarius needs and wants. May not want those those responses, I apologize, but maybe Wednesday it'll be different. So check back on Wednesday, Sagittarius. Capricorn, please. Our last sign. Archangel Michael, what does Capricorn, person of interest, want to tell them right now? It was my fault, but I blamed you. Okay, someone was angry at you. I want to tell you how I feel. So they were angry at you because things were not going the way they wanted things to go, and some kind of altercation or communication happened that that some kind of truth had to be said, or someone told a lie just to, to be able to bow out of a responsibility or a commitment. And then they turned around and said it was all your fault. It's the reason why the two of you were not engaging anymore. But they're realizing that. You see, that's the best thing about it, is that they're realizing they blamed you. And they want to tell you that they're not angry anymore. They're not angry at you. They're not blaming you anymore. They're taking responsibility. And they just want to be able to talk to you again so that they can tell you how they feel. So that it can clear up the air, bring some balance, some justice to the situation, if at all possible. But of course, you may not want that. So that's, of course, totally up to you. So guys, that's what we got from the Hidden Truth Oracle today for our zodiac signs. I hope that was helpful, and I will check in again with you on Wednesday. Bye for now.